Crypto crashing? Hi again, it's Douglas Lucky Larson on the Retire Early and Often channel. And today we're looking at crypto crashing and a couple Bitcoin Ponzi schemes. Certainly, you've heard all over financial media lately about cryptocurrencies tanking and stories like Tether, which you heard about even last year, and the latest pegged currency debacle with Terra Luna. Yikes. Well, if you want some great details, I have to recommend Mark Moss and also Joe Brown on their YouTube channels with recent deep dives on this exact story. But the final and sad outcome whenever we see bad news and bad actors in the crypto space is that more people become skeptical. And very often, governments and bankers and lots of other people usually intervene and make it worse. Not good. You probably already know we've got socialist senators like Elizabeth Warren who can't wait to seize on any bad news like this to confirm their biases against Bitcoin and all other cryptocurrencies. Now, I like cryptocurrencies and blockchain as an idea, as a concept. I believe in it as a speculation for some, a store of wealth for others, and a stealth money transfer for others. Sometimes it's a stick it to the man option. It's cool. Now, transacting in cryptocurrency, it's slow and definitely not as easy as simply swiping a card or using Venmo or PayPal or even Apple Pay. Yes, I've heard of El Salvador and Bitcoin Beach and other places in the world trying to become Bitcoin utopias, but we're just not quite there yet. Also, mining cryptocurrency like Bitcoin is very energy intensive, and now there's a lot of scrutiny over whether you've got dirty coins or green coins, depending on the kind of energy being used to mine. Still, crypto and the whole DeFi, decentralized finance space is nothing like we've ever seen, and whatever amazing technology is able to build on this and make it better, more secure, more user-friendly, more private, less energy intensive, less hackable, will truly become worldwide, universally transformational, instead of just fringe transformational like it is now. And I'm excited that it's happening in my lifetime. I also think that there will be many people who believe it is something that it is not. And they will get burned because they don't have diamond hands and laser eyes and long-term hodl ability. We are seeing some people right now getting pretty weak hands and selling into a declining market. What does my crystal ball say about Bitcoin and crypto? Well, let me gaze into the magic orb and tell you. I can tell you absolutely that it will go up and down and up again and down and up again. Seriously, anyone who tells you that they absolutely know when and where crypto is headed is guessing or trying to take your money. Now, how do you trade this? I have no idea. Smarter people than I am predicted Bitcoin at 100K by the end of 2021. And other really smart people insist it's going to zero. My other fear for young crypto traders and Bitcoin maxis is that they won't be able to transition when things do shift. And things always shift. After the dot-com crash in the year 2000, the whole industry tanked. But the very best companies and technology platforms survived and thrived. And that's why we have Google and Amazon today, but not AOL and AltaVista. I really like Gareth Solloway from InTheMoneyStocks.com, who is a long-term bull on Bitcoin technology and its potential, but has recently, even for the last whole year, has been calling for a really rough time for Bitcoin. Gareth is not an emotional zealot. He doesn't really care one way or another. He is a trader, but he just looks at the trends, and he has really been right. He is expecting Bitcoin below 20K and even as low as $12,000. And then he wants to buy big. Now, for that multi-billion-dollar crypto scam, Over the last year or so in Brazil, a lot of details have emerged about a Bitcoin Ponzi scheme where a former waiter, that's right, waiter, and obviously a very effective salesman turned con artist, convinced thousands of people to invest in his crypto trading scheme. Turns out it was definitely a scam scheme, and let's check out this article. First, it's important to know that Brazil sees about 10 to 12% inflation on average every year, which means that your purchasing power drops by about half every few years. Now, we're seeing almost that kind of inflation right now here in the good old US of A. I really don't know what kind of savings account interest rates they're doing in Brazil, but they're sure pitiful in the United States. And that's why so many people go out on the risk curve to buy Tesla and Apple and altcoins and meme stocks. The fundamentals really aren't there. But inflation, if it's taking away your money's value, well, why not try something more fun and with a bigger potential upside? Let's read a little bit from this article. First, the title: Bitcoin pyramid schemes wreak havoc on Brazil's New Egypt. So there's a lovely little town on the coast here in Brazil called Cabo Frio. And that's where all this fun is happening. GAS Consulting and Technology, a cryptocurrency investment firm founded by Gleidson Ocasio dos Santos, a former waiter turned multimillionaire who is the central figure in what is alleged to be one of Brazil's biggest ever pyramid schemes, it was based in this particular town. All right, in April, Brazil's federal police stormed the helipad, cool hotel, of a boutique seaside hotel in Rio de Janeiro state, where they busted two men and a woman loading a chopper with $7 million, about $1.3 million, in neatly packed bills. That sounds suspicious. Well, we go on over to this side of the story. Clients were promised 10% monthly return on their investments over a 12 to 48 month contract period. 10% monthly. If anybody tells you that and says it's guaranteed, you know they're lying. They were assured it was risk-free, that they would get their entire initial investment back at the end of the contract. Yeah, didn't happen. Anyway, long story short, this and other bad stories like it end up putting a black smudge on cryptocurrency. And now, I know what some of you are thinking. There's always going to be bad actors and corruption, no matter where you are, what kind of currency or investment you're talking about. Very true. But again, the end result of corruption and huge price drops and governments feeling threatened is that they always intervene and meddle in ways that serve themselves and not usually the people. Some great investors I know recommend a little bit of speculation in every portfolio, maybe 5 or 10%. And I think crypto should be a part of that because of the potential upside. You can learn more about that from, say, Jeff Booth, his picture's down here at the bottom, and Mark Moss over here on the right. These guys are not Bitcoin billionaires or total tribal fanboys with a vested interest like Michael Saylor with his laser eyes up here. But I think their opinions and insights go a lot deeper than most 20-somethings who are riveted to Reddit and they're rolling the dice in the crypto casino with Doge and Shiba. These guys are also not quite like the old curmudgeons from Berkshire Hathaway over here, who have nothing good to say about crypto ever. They all think it's going to zero and has no intrinsic value. As I said, I love the idea of crypto and blockchain technology and NFTs and what I hope it will all do in the future. But putting everything you own into Bitcoin or Ethereum or Ripple or a Dogecoin, it's just too risky. Unless, of course, maybe you were living in Lebanon over the last year and hyperinflation made your local currency literally worthless. The same for people in Venezuela over the last decade. In that case, any money you put into crypto would have been easily transferred wherever you wanted to go. And, the top cryptos have maintained good value against many other currencies. Now, certainly in those like Iran and Turkey and Venezuela. Now, will that continue? I have no idea. Because in the end, all currencies are a confidence game, a con game. Even our favorite little green pieces of paper with presidents' faces on them. It's a confidence or a con game. Now, whether it's green pieces of paper or digits on your screen or in your wallet, it's only as valuable as other people believe it to be. Even physical gold and silver. It's nice and shiny. I also own a little bit. It wouldn't have much value to you on a deserted island if, say, the only other inhabitants were monkeys. And let's say they wouldn't even trade you for a single coconut. Well, and if the poop really does hit the fan one of these days and grocery stores are empty, would you really trade your last loaf of bread for a little hunk of some shiny metal or a couple green pieces of paper, even if it had Ben Franklin's face on it? It's all a confidence game based on supply and demand and compared to what? Would you prefer some green pieces of paper compared to a chunk of gold metal like this? Or would you prefer to invest in doggy coins? Or maybe little rental houses that pay you money every single month? Or maybe some of each. I'm a Gen Xer, and I've seen firsthand the dot-com bubble and bust, and the big real estate bubble and bust, and now kind of an everything bubble. But the next bust, who knows? It might be happening right now, or later this year, or in 5 years. Who knows? But there will be a correction. In most of my adult life, every time the economy in the USA, and Canada, and Europe, and Australia for that matter, every time these economies begin to show some cracks, some chinks in the armor, well, the governments, or the Federal Reserve, or a combination of the two seem to step in with bailouts and stimulus and tax credits and low interest rates and debt restructuring or moratoriums or even loan forgiveness. Someday, somebody has to pay for all that government intervention, don't you think? Well, that somebody is us. For now, all we can do is the best that we can with what's in front of us. I can't give you advice, but I own a little Ethereum, and it's breaking my heart. Mostly, my LLC owns cash-flowing real estate, ordinary single-family homes like these. Nothing super special to look at, but guess what? People like to live indoors for the most part, and about half of the people in the United States don't own a home and are paying rent every single month, and that makes landlords pretty happy. Very wealthy over time. Thank you. What's the easiest way to make $1 million? Borrow $1 million and let someone else pay it back, as in tenants paying off your mortgage. Actually, even easier than that would have been to have bought Bitcoin, say 7 or 10 years ago, and then cashed out last September, October. But if you didn't do that, real estate might just still be the best long-term bet. And on the side, you can throw a little money at Bitcoin, Ethereum, Ripple, or even some doggy coins and see what happens. Now, I know real estate doesn't seem very affordable right now, but compared to rent, and if you can house hack and maybe rent out a part of your property like I did when I was first starting out, even on the beautiful island of Maui, that's what I did. Well, real estate could still make a lot of sense. Again, I can't give you advice. But if I was young and starting out, I'd sure check that out and also get some better education and practical skills. A little extra food and other stuff that you use every single day, just in case things get a lot worse before they get better. Hey, would you please like, subscribe, share? If you haven't done so already, I'd love to see you on the next video. You can only get alerts if you click the little bell icon and subscribe. Hope to see you soon.